So, hello friends, I'm Kabir Khanuja. I'm from SYCSF and we are group 10. So, this is our EDI project that is Clause Genie. So, what Clause Genie basically does is that it breaks down complex document into simpler clauses that is pretty easy to understand. A lot of times what happens is that when there are really dense complex documents with rigid terminology that one doesn't easily understand at first glance or has to go deep into and then research about it, instead of that we can actually break down that complete document, and one can actually send queries with regards to what a particular policy or a law or a scheme mean, or any particular term which is just strenuous to comprehend. So this articulates it in a way which is pretty minimal and for a layman to comprehend. So this is the intro of the website. There's a simple Genie animation which goes like this. It's pretty smooth, and it just shows that you have your companion Genie. He's smiling, he's ready to help you, and then you get started. So this is the hero. This is everything that we offer. It is there. One can upload their insurance document, law, government, and everything and anything. And yeah, so this is a simple procedure that how you actually obtain or how do you use this platform. So we'll straight jump to the demo of how you'd actually break down those documents. So another thing is, a lot of people ask that if there's a law document or there's a policy document that might be a little confidential, then how do we actually ensure privacy, right, and security for that matter? So from the start, I would keep this note that all these documents aren't saved at our server. It's gonna be at their server itself, and it's completely planned in a way that all the chats and everything you're gonna witness, it's gonna be just for the TTL, that is time to live, for that particular session. So that completely enforces that we are not exactly utilizing their documents for our purposes, but we are just putting security up front. So here you go, you try to select some documents. So I have already certain documents that are present here. Let's go with, say, car insurance. And you want to understand certain car insurance, or there are certain government documents or even law. We can take anything. Let's take law documents. Okay, we'll take two law documents that we are not understanding, or certain terms inside that we are not able to comprehend. We upload it. Now, okay, there was a feature I didn't talk about. Okay, so when you select these documents, right, and you're not aware which documents you have chosen, there's a view here that you can get of that particular document, right? So you know that you have chosen the right document for the breaking down. You upload it, it gets processed, and this is the parse text that is extracted from that particular PDF, and you even get a simple view. So again, you can check out the document here. If it's the right document, you can get to know, and you can ask questions from here itself. So supposedly I upload the document and then I go here, I ask a certain question that what do I mean by anything, any particular law, maybe discharged by operation of law, or discharged by the lapse of time. I can go with this, right? I can go ahead with this. But before that, I want to tell you that you also get the summary of the document at the top. Whether you choose this or you choose this, right, you get that particular summary, that what it actually talks about. Yeah, this is the summary for the law1.pdf, and this is the summary for law2.pdf. And here you chat with the Genie, and supposedly I even want to add more context, so I can add more documents. I'll show this further in the video. So I go here again. Now I firstly take something, or something that I want to understand. Okay, let's go with this. Also, small feature that you can resize the width of the chat so that you can have that in accordance to how much convenience of Outlook you want. Let's go with this, and then I'll ask that, and I just write hi. Okay, so then I go ahead asking the essential word is, so it will think that what it particularly is, I can even see the parsecs. Okay, it gives certain things. Okay, so it essentially told me what it particularly means. Then I can even ask it to explain. So can you explain me that in detail? Now it will give me a detailed brief about what that particularly means. And also I get certain citations here, right? Okay, so it actually gave me a really comprehensive view of what it particularly is, right? I also get the citations for it, right? So these are the citations, right? It knows. Okay, so based off the citations, it actually tells me that whatever we are talking based off the document, right? And it's actually mentioned in the document. It isn't referring to any other information which is outside of the document. So this is the citation feature. This is everything. This is the breaking down of this particular document or a particular term that I couldn't be able to understand that, right? And if I actually go to the second document, right, and then I click the reference, it still would point to the document that I was asking for a, to break down, right? So again, that ensures that the citations are pretty right. They are not just haywiring, or referring to a document which hasn't even been mentioned, right? Then there's a feature. Okay, now I want to add some more context, right? I'll go here. I'll say go with my Viva answers, right? I'll just pick a random document. Okay, these are the Python Viva questions and answers that we had. And again, this is the view that I get. And then I just ask it, what is pip in Python? So this question is here, right? Explain me well. And then it'll answer, right? And again, I can go to the law one, right? And again, I go to the citation, but it'll again mark me, that pip is somewhere here, right? So again, the citation is validated again, and I get this whole view of what pip actually is, right? And yeah, so that's how it works. I can add more documents, add more context, so I don't even lose the session. Okay. So now what we can do is that I'll talk about, okay, I can clear the chat. So I'll explain that in the end. I can download. Okay, so once I click on upload again, this whole thing would get vanished. So you can go here, download the chat. You get a JSON file where you have the complete chat context and everything. And then there's a general button. I'll explain that. So there's a inbound memory in this whole chat. So if I, just go ahead and ask, so what did I ask you right now? It'll tell me that what question I raised to the chatbot. So this is just not another chatbot which is gonna, just answer the questions based off the doc, but it also has the memory. See, it has the memory. It knows that I talked about pip in Python, right? So that ensures that it has the complete context of what we are talking. It knows that pretty well. Now I'll just go ahead and ask, who is Shah Rukh Khan? Now this is a question which is not related to the document. So I will want to see that if there are any bugs, if it will answer me. Hopefully it won't, because it isn't mentioned. Yeah, so it didn't give me any information about Shah Rukh Khan because it isn't mentioned. It gave me the citations, but still, it says that based off these citations, it still wasn't be able to, refer to who Shah Rukh Khan is, right? But then I'll turn on the general button. So what general is a general knowledge. So what it does, it complements to the added information of the context that we have given. So the added information, the context that we have given is of these three documents, plus now it's going to use its general knowledge to answer these questions. So if someone just wants to, limit their information to the documents, that they shouldn't turn on the general feature. But if I want to, get to know about certain things which aren't mentioned in the document, and I want to increase my horizon or scope of knowledge, so I would turn on the general button. And now if I ask it certain questions, say, who is Charlie Puth? Now the fact that general button is on, it will be able to answer that particular question, and it will also tell me that though it's not mentioned in the document, it is answering based off the general knowledge. See, so it does tell me that it couldn't find any relevant information about Charlie Puth in these documents, but it still gives me the answer, and it does tell that the following information is something that he got from general knowledge. It got from general knowledge. It's not something that is mentioned in the document, right? So this is pretty useful when, again, as I mentioned, you wanna increase the scope and the horizon, right? So that's about it. You can clear the chat. You can download this. So maybe I'll download the chat beforehand. I'll just go ahead and download the chat, and then I'll clear this. Everything is cleared, right? Now, if I click on upload, and then again I upload something, you will see that everything is gone. There's no chat that was there. Or even when I click on document, see, there was no session that was selected, as in the session has been expired, so everything is gone. Now this, again, as I talked about earlier in the presentation, that this enforces security and privacy. So that's about it. That is Clause Genie for you. It will help you break down, any type of contracts, policies, or reports, and you get clause level insights, visual diagrams, and also contextual answers for that matter. Thank you.